Good morning and welcome. Welcome indeed to another edition of the Panthers Report. Yes, as we're broadcasting from the beautiful Space Coast. And yes, the Panthers Report is always sponsored by Florida Tech Athletics. We have talked, volleyball, soccer, men's and women's. And now we got to talk some track and some cross country. We got a fine gentleman to do it, the head coach, Mr. Peter Mazzone. Pete, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. We were joking before you came on here today. Not only have you done this job, have you had 50 jobs at Florida Tech in your decades being there? We'll start there, Coach.
I think I've had every job in the athletic department at one time. From running the facilities, both facilities at one time, to assistant AD, ran the intramural program, teaching the physical education program, which is activity classes. Been the assistant AD, associate AD, was an interim AD at one time when we were in between. Now I'm just a regular cross country and track coach at this point.
You know, I go to classes and I'll talk to high school and college kids where I'm like, look, when you get to the real world, you're going to wear many hats. Make sure you're versatile in what you do for a living. Do you go by that advice as well, especially when you look at your career?
I think you need to be a little versatile, not just one direction personally. I mean, just so you have an idea of what everybody else is experiencing around you in your facility or in your department. So I think it's a good thing, personally.
How long have you been then with cross country and track then in a coaching?
I've been at Florida Tech since 1985. I started coaching. I was in the athletic department doing other things, but I started coaching in 1992.
Did you play it in your own life? You know, I mean, were you a cross country guy growing up?
I'd like to say yes, but no. I played football from third grade on through college. So, yeah.
Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the team. All right.
There you go.
You guys, we were talking about this before we came on. Let's bring it up here, where you guys came in second place out of 11 at the Embry-Riddle Invite 8K. How did that go? Were you excited about what you guys did? How'd it go, Coach?
Well, the first two races, the one in Lakeland was a 6K, and then this one was an 8K, and it's a tougher course, hilly, rigid, that kind of stuff. And the hills are not a big deal, but you're running on the side of the hill. So I was happy with it. I think last year we were in fourth place in this race. So we came in second. We had our 5 guys were in the top 21, 2 in the top 10. So we were pretty happy with what it was on that course, especially since it's early in our training.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you.
Sure.
I know a lot of team sports. I'm not the best when it comes to cross country, so I have questions for you.
Sure.
And some of the audience does, so I hope you can answer this for me.
Sure.
Okay. How many people are on the team that will compete in one of these tournaments when they come up?
Okay, so right now you can take as many as you want in just about every race, including the conference championship. When it gets to an NCAA regional or national championship, 7 can only compete. So we take the top 7 basically in these events. So once you get to a regional and if you move on to nationals, you can switch that 7 out. Okay.
So you go with 7, and then like we said, you said 6K, 8K. Individually, what does each person on the team, what do they need to do to help the team, win or place in first?
Well, it's a matter of placing and grouping together and so forth. So we got a little bit better in that in the second race, and hopefully in this one coming up in Tallahassee we'll be better at that as well. We have our top 2 guys, which are doing very well. We need our other, 5 and 6 and 3 and 4 up a little bit closer. They're about a minute and change off that 8K time. So we need them to be a little bit closer. I mean, it's a tougher conference. We got beat by Embry-Riddle, which is, a veteran team basically. And so are the other teams in the conference. Tampa is very good. Florida Southern is probably ranked higher than most of the other teams in that conference. They've been very good for the past 4 or 5 years.
When you're recruiting to get people to come to Florida Tech, what type of student athlete are you looking for to not only be a student, but also be an athlete for your team?
Well, yeah. I mean, first they got to get accepted, and that's a big thing. And you look to see how much academic money they can get because of our limited athletic scholarships, in a sense. So if they can get into school, and which they typically can, and they can get in the program that they want, and if they are, that means they're qualified enough to do the academics and athletics. Okay, but it is a little tougher. I mean, we have a tough academic school, but I look at it this way: if you got in, then you should be able to handle it.
Yeah,
So,
you could do it.
yes. So it's more about a discipline. We're cross country. If you don't do the work in the summer and the off season, you're facing hills when you come in. If you haven't done your training in the summer, so if you've done that, then it's a short season for us. It's 12, 14 weeks to a national championship. So that's not a lot. Okay, so you better have done the work ahead of time.
All right, then what do you do personally? And I know you take great pride in this as a coach.
Sure.
How do you get your athletes to be better out there, especially when you're doing such a hard sport like cross country?
Correct. I mean, it's a selfless sport. If I can say that, you're not in an arena where people are cheering you on. You're pretty much out on a course in the woods. So you got a couple of birds and animals probably cheering you on. That's about it, depending on the course. Now there are some courses that are spectator friendly, like this one coming up at Tallahassee is pretty cool. So it's one of the better ones. So it's mainly to get them to believe in themselves and to kind of eliminate the distractions that pretty much every kid has, including college kids. Okay. I mean, when you're in high school, you go to school at 7 o'clock in the morning and you're done by 2, direct, straight through. No interruptions, no downtime, no nothing. Here you may not have a class that starts at, you may have a class that starts at 9 and the next one starts at 4. So it's that free time. What do you do in between? Do you take a nap? Did you take a nap in high school? Probably not.
No.
Okay. So you either study or you organize yourself. Okay. It's getting ahead of the game, so you're not behind in your studies. You're not behind in a lot of different things. And you're ready for the race. Less things on your mind.
Like you said, you guys are going to be in Tallahassee coming up. Friday? You guys, you're excited for this. All right. How are you guys practicing during the week to try to get ready for this?
Okay, good. So we start our week on a Sunday. You get 6 days to train as a team, 20 hours, and it includes competitions. So we start our week on a Sunday. This past Sunday, we traveled to a place off campus where there's dirt roads and sometimes grass, but mainly dirt roads. And we'll do our long run. This time we mixed in a little steady state, a little tempo effort in that long run, and most of them went anywhere from 10 to 14 miles on Sunday. Okay.
Do you tell them where we're going? You made it sound like we throw them in a van. What
happened? Yeah, they know ahead of time, and this particular area is it's west of southwest of Melbourne, basically. Okay. We call it Hotel West, and I think our pilots named it that back in the day, but it's the Three Forks area out in past Heritage High School. Mm-hmm. It's a hunting area, really.
Yeah.
In a fishing area. So, but it's on a levee, dirt road. It's beautiful, out in the open.
So you do that, like you said, you start last weekend, you get ready. So you guys are going to be competing on Friday.
Yes.
What are your expectations going in with such a big meet coming up at Tallahassee?
Yeah, I mean, you're in there with Division I's, Division II's, mainly a lot of Division I's, and our last 2 races were 11 teams. This will be about 25 teams. Okay, so it's a bigger race, a bigger course, more wide open. In my mind, a lot faster. If you are a lot faster, okay. So it's. They've held the Division I national championships there, and they've also held world championships at this particular course. So it's pretty well known. So we try to go each year. Last year we got hurricaned out both times. So
I know it must have been disappointing. So I know it's like you must be excited. Hey, we're going to finally do this. Knock on wood on Friday.
We've done it all. We've done it for the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years. But last year was a little different, obviously. I mean, we had a lot of hurricanes in the area. So not just us, but every other school.
Okay. So are you guys going up, what, Thursday? What's the game plan?
Yeah, we leave Thursday around noontime. It's a bus ride about 6 hours. Okay. We say 5, but it's around 6. Okay. And it's a Friday afternoon going up, past Orlando through that area. It's a lot more traffic.
Oh, I know. Don't worry, Coach. We know how bad it is.
It's bad.
You'll get there Thursday, and then what time do you guys start Friday morning then?
So we'll get up. We'll have them in the lobby by 5 a.m. Okay. We do a little shakeout run at the hotel, stretch and so forth, and just to get, I hate to say it this way, but get things moving, bowels, everything. Okay. And then we'll leave around 6:20. Okay. And then it's about 20-minute ride. We start a warm up at the course around 6:40, or team warm up. And then we'll get to the line about 7:30, 7:35, race at 7:40. So.
Okay, I like what you kind of said there, like, hey, get it all in the system. I'm trying to keep this family friendly. So then, we got it going. All right. So for food then, this is for people that are interested in going into cross country. And you guys, you're competing at a high level.
Sure.
All right. What do you eat the morning of if you're going to be trying to take this on?
Okay. So when we've traveled the day of, we bring snacks, Cliff bars, fruit, that kind of stuff. In the hotel, sometimes they'll have stuff for us. If they don't, we'll have stuff that we provide them. Light things, because they're going to be racing within, an hour and a half of getting up most of the time.
Yeah.
So we bring stuff that they can stomach. And everybody's different. We ask them, what do you normally do? I mean, you've been doing this for years. What do you normally eat? And that's what you want to continue with. Some people can eat nothing. Some people eat a gel pack or a banana or whatever. So, but, it's up to them individually. By that time, it's not going to matter. It's an 8K. It's not like you're running a marathon where you need that extra energy throughout the day. So.
All right. Do you drink water, Gatorade? What do you think during the race is better to you?
Yeah, well, they don't drink anything, but prior to the race, we make sure they're hydrated. Anytime we take on a bus, we give them water bottles, 32-ounce water bottles. So there's no discrepancy. You fill that thing up, get on the bus. And we also have plenty of water in the coolers underneath, in the bus and so forth.
All right.
Gatorade, I'm a fan of, but I'm not a big fan of. I mean, from what I've known in my training, that Gatorade kind of, if you're running an ultra marathon, yeah, you could probably take a little Gatorade. But we're running an 8K, so more sugar in the Gatorade than needed, basically.
All right. So when they're going 8K, and you said, what was it? The birds and squirrels are cheering them on, whatever it is. All right. Where are you and your coaching staff during this? When this is going on?
Well, perfect. It depends on the course. Okay. For Embry-Riddle, I was just by the finish line, and the start, and then walk down to the field area where the finish was. It wasn't much. To follow them a mile and a half out and do a mile and a half loop back, I'm not going to be able to do that. For Tallahassee, though, you can see them come through the start, and there's a little cross thing for coaches to go down and watch them come up the other side and come back up. So you can see it in several different places. When we did our race at Wickham Park, it was similar to that. They ran around it 3 times, basically, that area. So you got to see them in not just 3, but probably 6 different areas without moving that much. So it was more spectator friendly, just like this Tallahassee course is pretty much spectator friendly.
Okay, so when it ends, do you guys huddle up? Do you have like a post game? What do you guys do exactly?
Yeah, we do cool down. Okay, and sometimes depending on where we are in the season, we'll do a little bit of a workout actually too, to get that extra work in after a race, to simulate. We're running an 8K, but when it gets to championship time, we'll be running a 10K. So we may do a little extra work after the race, speed work kind of stuff, to get that extra feeling in. So we'll do a cool down. We'll talk about the race, and then we'll go eat, basically, head back and train again for the next day.
Okay, I've learned a lot here with Coach, and I appreciate you coming on here for the Panthers report. Sure. So you're in a meet, you think it's over. No, Coach say we might still be going afterwards. I just learned something. If you're a future recruit for Florida Tech. All right, so that's the $50,000 question is the follow-up. All right, we just finished. We're not allowed to eat. How do you handle that? I mean, you don't want them to start going crazy. What do you do, Coach?
Well, at that time, they're not able to go crazy. If you've run that fast and that hard, you pretty much want something to drink first. So they drink it up, and then we'll get ready. It takes a while after post-race. You may get awards, maybe around there. So we're not eating until about a good 45 to an hour afterwards. Time we get a cool down in, get ready, load the bus back up, and head to a place. Now, we do it somewhat. Well, sometimes we'll go to a restaurant. Most of the time, we go to a grocery store, Publix, and we have a limited budget, so we give them some money, $20, and they can get whatever they want. We do recommend that they get fruits and protein and stuff, and a lot of them do very well with that. Okay, and most of them eat very, very healthy, and we stress that on it too. Okay.
I don't blame you because look, when's the next race? I'm not. Look, it's like if I play basketball for 2 straight hours afterwards, I'm not like, give me fried chicken and some. No, I'm not doing. No,
exactly.
There's no way I'm doing that. All right, Coach, how much pride do you take in coaching this team, seeing them compete? And I know your players love to compete, but how much joy do you get out of it?
I tell you, this is an age group that I just love. They're smart, they're wise, they can take a joke, so I just love this part of it, this coaching part. So, I mean, I've been here 40 years, so not many people can say that,
That's awesome. It's interesting where, all right, in your time at Florida Tech, it's like how it's evolved, where probably when you started, there was no internet, there was no social media, and now you're meeting 17, 18-year-olds, and they're on their phone. How's that changed for? And look, we all go through it. How's that changed when you're now trying to coach like an 18-year-old like that?
Well, we remind them about on the phone all the time. All the time, we remind them, especially when we go out for dinner as a team. We tell them, put your phones in your pockets. It's time to converse with each other and talk with each other, not constantly stay on the phone. A lot of them will say, well, Coach, I want to take a picture. Okay, so take the picture, put it back in your pocket. We don't need it. You don't need it on the table and every minute getting interrupted with something.
How important is, even though it's kind of an individual sport, but at the same time you're a team, how important is it for communication, just teamwork, all that stuff, Coach?
Oh, definitely. I mean, a lot of that is programmed into the training as well. I mean, we run in groups and teams, and then depending on where we're doing our workouts, we kind of group them up and try to get as much as we can out of them to move up a little bit. But there are kids that can race, and there are kids that can train. So we hope to get them both on the same page. But yeah, there's some competitors out there. We have some really good competitors.
Okay, before I let you go, and again, I appreciate you coming on. Do you want to give a shout out to some of your players, by name? I think they need some love, Coach.
Well, I tell you, we have a former freshman of the year, Ben Peck, who's a sophomore now, and he's grooming. Well, I don't say he's grooming, but the current freshman, one of the current freshmen, Noah Heel, who's a fellow UK guy himself, has been beating him the last couple of times, last couple of races, and is doing very well. Both are doing very well. Both have been in the top 10 in both races, and we're expecting big things. And we got a couple other young guys, freshmen and sophomores. That's what we're pretty much made up. We have 1 or 2 seniors that are on that group, and 2 graduate kids that have been there since the very beginning, 5 years ago. So, but our freshmen and sophomores we're a young team in that sense, according in retrospect to our rest of our conference leaders. So
that is great. And I learned also you like to tell jokes. I think you said that's very key. All right, for your players.
Well, you got to keep it loose. So sometimes.
I don't blame you, especially with such a hard sport you guys do. Coach, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck there at Tallahassee, and I hope I can get you on again sometime.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for your help.